Gentle yoga.
Well, that's what I heard.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Don't listen to her.
I've heard it's supposed to be gentle yoga, but then when I asked what you guys do in here, I was like,
It's regular, really.
oh,
but
okay, that seems like.
You have some time to.
We're not your gentler, kinder crowd.
Well, we do have somebody who's never, have you done yoga before?
I haven't done anything for a year, anything.
But
'cause I
have
was
you
ill.
done yoga at all?
Yeah, I've done like restorative yoga where you just
Okay.
lay around and breathe. But I did that really well.
I like laying around and breathing.
Yes, laying around and breathing is good.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
All right. Yeah, it's hard when you sub for somebody because, you know, you want to appeal to the normal people that come. But you also have the description of the class in mind. So, but I think I'll just, based off of the recommendations that I got, I'll teach it in a way that hopefully everybody will feel good afterwards. That's my goal.
Yay.
That is my goal. So, and you know, and if you've been doing yoga for a little while, this is the thing. When you go to a class and a teacher may not be teaching it the way you like it, or if it's too easy or too hard, it's completely up to you as a practitioner to bump it up for yourself. So, you know, I recommend that for all of you. If my teaching is too easy or too hard, you're always welcome to adjust, to back off, or to push yourself more, you know, however you want. And it's different every day. You know, when I go and teach, or when I go and take a class, I, you know, look at myself and decide like, how am I feeling today? And if I'm feeling really energized, I may, you know, do extra things, push myself, go deeper in poses, things like that. And then there's days that like, I'll spend a lot of time in child's pose. So, you know, it's completely up to you, you know? So I recommend that if something does feel not right, or if it's too hard, you could always welcome to come out of the pose. You're always welcome to take a break. And if you want to challenge yourself, there's always ways you can deepen your poses to challenge yourself. If you're working on trying to get more core strength or more leg strength or whatever, you can always deepen your poses to increase the intensity, you know. So I'm gonna offer what I can offer, and then I'll leave that to you guys to decide if you want to back off or take it deeper. It's completely up to you guys. All right, so let's start.
We're all old. We do what we want to do.
Yes, good. Absolutely. Yeah, but I've also, I mean, I've been teaching older populations for a very long time, and I know that sometimes people want to do what the instructors ask, you know, and so I just want to put that out there, you know, just,
Yeah.
you know, just as a blanket statement. If you're in my class, that's, you know, I just want to put that out there too. Yeah, so. Good morning. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. You're gonna take a comfortable seat, so whatever that means for you. I know that for some of us, sitting cross-legged may not be super comfortable, so you're always welcome to stretch your legs out in this fashion, or just bring the soles of your feet together, but just find a comfortable seat. We're gonna spend a few moments here just kind of tuning into our bodies, into our breath. It's a very important part of moving through yoga is our breath. So find that tall seat. You want to elongate through all of your body, front, back, sides. You can close your eyes or find a soft gaze, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. And just take a moment to tune into your body and how you're feeling this morning. I just ask if there's anything that you're dealing with this morning, tension, tightness, aches, pains, please just honor yourself, listen to your body. You're always welcome to back out of the pose if it doesn't feel right to you. Yoga should always feel good. So take that scan from the crown of your head down to your toes. Take an inventory of how you're doing this morning. great way for us to also just bring in some mindfulness. Start to tune into your internal environment and let go of the outside just for the next hour. When you feel ready, start to bring your awareness to your breath and just notice how your body is breathing this morning. And that might be just simply noticing how the breath is coming in. Does it feel choppy, smooth? Breathing more into your chest or your belly. Just notice it. And I know sometimes it can be difficult to breathe with a mask on, so I implore you just to breathe as comfortably as you can. If you feel okay taking deeper breaths, we'll start to breathe a little more deeply. So allow your belly to relax and try to send your breath deep into your lungs so you can feel your belly rise. And then as you exhale, feel your belly pull back towards your spine. Try to empty your lungs completely. You're just breathing in this mindful fashion, taking a deep breath in. Feels comfortable to do so, and then exhaling. Just keep going with that deep belly breath, a few more rounds. All right, let's start to tuck the chin slightly towards your throat. We'll just stretch out our neck a little bit. Again, just sitting with that long spine. You begin to rock your head from side to side gently. Bringing your head back up through neutral. Let's inhale and circle the arms up and overhead. And take a twist over to the right. Place your left hand down by your right knee. Sit up really tall. Maybe look towards your back shoulder. While we're twisting, we're going to take that right arm and sweep it up and overhead, leaning slightly to the left. You can look past your right arm or just take your gaze into a neutral place where your neck feels good. Release and come back. Your sun will circle those arms back overhead. Take another twist over to the left. So find that long spine first. Look towards your back shoulder. Taking that left arm, sweeping it up and overhead as you lean slightly into your right side. Neutral place of your neck or look up past your top arm. Then release and come back through center. We're going to make our way onto all fours. So a few ways that you can set this up. If you have any knee sensitivities, you can always take your mat and roll it up just a little bit and give yourself a little cushion. There's also bolsters over there too. Those little skinny ones that work great for the knees as well. So that's how you set the knees up. Hands can be underneath the shoulders. You want to separate them about shoulder distance. If this is too much pressure on the wrist, you can walk your hands forward or make fists. Take some pressure off the wrist. We're just going to start with some cat-cow. So you're going to drop your belly, open up your chest and look forward as you breathe in. As you exhale, you press away from the mat and round your spine. When you're ready, you'll inhale, drop your belly, open up your chest, and then exhale to round. And we'll just keep flowing between these two poses. Just go at your own pace. We all breathe at different rates, so it's okay if your pace is different than mine. One more full round, rounding and opening up through your front body. We'll start to circle now. So we'll circle to the right, and these can be little circles or big. Make big exaggerated circles around your shoulders forward and then dropping your hips back toward your heels. Or you can just make little circles, whatever would feel good in your body, in your wrists, in your knees. We'll take those circles in the opposite direction. Coming back through center now, you're going to separate your knees a little bit wider, almost mat width apart. Take your right arm and turn your palm up, and you're going to sweep it underneath the left arm for thread the needle. You're going to slide that hand all the way to the left until your shoulder and your right cheek meet your mat. And then you can crawl those left fingertips forward if you want to extend through that left arm. Get a stretch through that shoulder as well. Use that left hand to gently press yourself back up into tabletop. We'll take that left arm, sweep it underneath the right, slide that hand out until you can get your shoulder and your cheeks into the mat. And then that right hand can stay close, or you can start to reach it out straight in front of you. A little stretch into that shoulder joint. And place that right hand down, gently back up into your tabletop. Take your knees back underneath you. Extend that right leg back. You're going to tuck your toes under, press into your heel, and a good stretch into that right calf. To increase that stretch, you can press your mat forward. Stretch out a little bit deeper if you like. We're going to step this right foot forward. So if you need to bring the floor up to you, this makes it a little bit easier. You can place your hands up on blocks and then step that right foot all the way up to the top of your mat into a crescent lunge. So a couple things you just want to be mindful of, that front shin is parallel to the top of your mat. Your knees are not coming forward of your toes. You'll send your hips forward. You want to press into the top of your back foot. That helps to stabilize your hips. And then you can just let your chin drop, let your upper body relax. You can even rest your chest or your belly on that front thigh. You're going to open up into a twist. The left hand will stay down. It can be on that block or on your mat. You sweep your right arm up. And just moving into the range of motion in your shoulder that feels good. And then we're going to take some big sweeping circles with that right arm. So circling it up and around a few times. Moving into that shoulder joint. And switch direction. Reach it up once again, maybe look up towards your thumb. Great for strengthening our neck. And then you'll release that right hand back down onto your mat or your block. You're going to do a half split. So if you're using those blocks, you can slide them back as you start to straighten out that front knee. It doesn't need to go all the way straight as long as you're finding a sensation in that hamstring. Right toes can point down or you can point them up. And then I just ask that you find a long spine. So take a deep breath in, lengthen through your heart, your chest, and then lead with your belly and your heart as you fold. So you don't want to round and try to drop your head. You want to try to drop the belly down first. A little bend in that knee. Use those blocks again and just slide that right knee back. Take a couple cat cows, drop your belly, lift your head, exhale to round. One more deep breath in. And exhale it all out. We're going to extend that left leg back, tuck your toes under, press into your heel. Step that left foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Again, just make sure your shin is parallel to the top. You want your foot flat on the floor. We'll send the hips forward first in a crescent lunge. You'll let your head relax. Relax, let your chest, your belly rest on that left thigh. Do press into the top of your back foot just to keep those hips nice and stable. Keeping that right arm down, we'll sweep the left arm up into a twist and then circle through that arm, circle up and around a few times. And then switch direction. And then reach it up as you twist open, maybe look up towards your thumb. Release your hand down. You're going to tuck your back toes this time. We're going to, oh wait, sorry, half splits. Start to straighten out that front knee. Almost forgot. Toes down or point them up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen as you fold over that left thigh. Now we'll bend the front knee. Walk your blocks forward if you're using them. Tuck your back toes. You're going to step your right foot up to meet the left. And then take your feet about hip distance apart. Soften your knees and take a fold here. Let your belly come down towards your thighs. Let your head relax. You want to point the crown of your head towards the floor. You can try to look back between your calves and your knees. If you're feeling steady here, you can take hold of the elbows, hang in a ragdoll, or even pedal out through the knees. Just loosen up those hamstrings a little bit more. These blocks are always a great option. If you have tight hamstrings, you can always use them to bring the floor up to you, give yourself a little more support. Keeping those knees soft, nice and slow. We're going to circle those arms and come all the way up to the sand. And then bring our hands to our heart. Take a moment just to come back into your breath. So as we move through our poses, that breath is really important. Just check in, keep breathing as deeply as you can. I'm going to inhale, take the arms up. Soften your knees, take a big swan dive down. So hands can be on your mat, or your shins, or your blocks. Take a halfway lift, just lengthen through your spine. Exhale to fold. You're gonna come all the way up, reaching really tall. Keep that length. You're gonna cactus, open your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. You can take a gentle back bend here if that feels okay in your back. Inhale to reach. Exhale to dive forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And we'll reverse our dive all the way up. Again, cactus, open those arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades, a little back bend if that feels good. Reach up really tall. And bring our hands to our heart and sit back in the chair pose. Make sure all your weight is in your heels. We should be able to wiggle all 10 of the toes. You're going to look forward. We're going to step the right foot back into a warrior one. Your back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Your front knee is bent. Back leg is super straight. And you're going to lift up through the chest. And we're going to lift the arms up. We're going to take our eagle arms here. So you're going to sweep the right arm underneath the left. You can just give yourself a big hug or point your fingertips up and take hold of the hands. You're gonna lift your chest, take a deep breath, and then hug the elbows in as you hinge forward. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale as you lift. Exhale as you hinge. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Swim those arms out into a T. You're gonna turn all 10 toes forward and gently step your right foot out to meet the left. Relax your arms, roll out the shoulders, shake out the legs, whatever your body needs. All right, we're gonna do that on the left. Inhale, reach tall. Take the hands to your heart as you sit into chair pose. Looking forward, nice and slow. You're gonna step the left foot back, warrior 1. Get that leg nice and strong. Front knee is bent, lift the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Left arm is gonna come under, find those eagle arms again. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to dive forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Staying here, you're gonna float those arms back out into a T. Turn all 10 toes forward. Step your left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale as you dive forward, soften the knees. We're gonna step back, so you can use those blocks again if you need to. Step back into plank. You can stay lifted or just lower your knees to the back. We're gonna come all the way down onto our bellies. You're gonna tense your fingers off your mat, press into the tops of your feet and lift your chest. Deep breath in as you lift, and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. And 1 more. Deep breath, lift. Exhale to lower. Hands come under your shoulders. We'll press back into a child's pose. Knees can be wide or together. Take a few deep breaths here. If you have a down dog in your practice and you'd like to come into down dog from here, you are more than welcome. Coming back up into tabletop. Using those blocks here if you need. We're going to step one right foot forward again. Come back into a crescent lunge. We'll take this a little bit deeper. So we're going to walk our hands up to that right thigh. So the more you're pressing away from the thigh, the deeper you'll go. So I'll let you determine how deep you'd like to go. If you'd like to stay with the belly close to the thigh, or if you want to take this deeper, just press away from your thigh and lift your chest, but you're still trying to move those hips forward. And then from here, you can take the left arm up and just keep that right hand down on the thigh, or take both arms up. It's a little bit of strength in that core, in the legs. And we'll release the hands down. We're going to step this left foot forward up to the top of the mat and fold. Hanging heavy here for just a moment. Let your head relax. Inhale and sweep those arms up and overhead. Practice open your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your heart. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to dive it forward. Using those blocks or hands to your mat, you're going to step your right foot back so you're in a lunge. Lower the back knee down. Okay, so just like we did on the right side, we're going to walk the hands up to the thighs. Decide if you want to keep the chest low or start to press away. You might find some stability if you tuck the back toes. Sometimes it takes that pose, makes it a little bit deeper. So you can take either variation, have the back toes tucked or the top of the foot on the mat, whatever feels better for you. And taking that right arm up, if you like, or both arms. Steady your gaze. belly pulled in. Push strongly into that left foot. We're gonna lower both hands. We're gonna step back into a tabletop, or you can take plank if that is in your practice. And we'll lower all the way to your bellies. And again, you want to tent your fingers off your mat. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then hands come under the shoulders. And press yourself back into a child's pose or into a down dog. Take some deep breaths. How's everybody doing? This is not easy with a mask on, is it? Pretty tough. Whew. All right. Now we'll make our way up to the top of the mat. Feel free to use those blocks if you need. We'll slowly rise all the way up to stand. We're gonna work on a few balance poses. So those of you that need some support, you're always welcome to go and move to the back of the room and use the bar if you need to. So we're just gonna start with hand to knee. So you'll settle into your left foot. We're gonna pick up the right knee, place your hand right on that knee. So you can start here. If you wanna use a block, place your foot on the block instead and try this. Again, you're always welcome to use something in the back of the room. And extend that opposite arm. And then we'll lower and shake out the legs. And we'll switch to the other side. So centering into that right foot now. Try not to lock out the knee. Pick up the left knee. Hold on. Reach that arm out to the side. Okay. And then release. And shake out those legs. We're gonna step to the back of the mat. You can take your blocks along with you. We're gonna do like a hamstring and move into a little bit of a balance if you choose, just an option. So if you know that you're tight through the hamstrings, the blocks come really in handy. So intense side stretch, you're gonna take a giant step forward with your right foot. Take your feet about hip distance apart. If you're using your blocks, you can just keep them in your hand. You're gonna take a deep breath, lead with your heart as we fold and bring those blocks right to the floor. And use that to bring the floor up to you. So once again, just like we did in that half split, you want to lengthen and exhale as you bring the chest down, or I'm sorry, the belly down first. Keep elongating that spine. So put a soft bend in your right knee. You're going to lift up about halfway. Take your arms out into a T. And you're just going to push off that back foot very slowly. And you can start to just come up onto the toes. This can be your warrior three. And just stay here and find your balance. If you'd like to start to pick up that foot and lower the chest a little bit more to challenge your balance, you're welcome to do that as well. You can touch that foot down and pick it up as many times as you like. Good, slowly step that left foot back. If you're using your blocks, you're gonna pick them up, bring them with you. Step your right foot back to the left. All right, step your left foot forward. Step your right foot out, find that hip distance stance. Deep breath in. And leading with your heart as you fold. Finding that deep breath here. Dropping the belly down, let your head relax. A little bend in that front knee. We'll lift up about halfway. You'll start to push off that back foot, drag your toes in. Arms out into a T. Either staying here or picking up and touching down with that back foot, or finding your balance by lifting the foot and trying to come about parallel to you. We'll set that right foot back down and step the left foot back. And move the shoulders out. We'll do a few more standing poses. You can set your blocks off to the side for now if you have them. And just come to stand at the top of your mat. Then we're going to step our right foot back into warrior two. So take a big giant step back. Line up your front heel, either with your back heel or your back arch. And bend into your front knee, and the back leg stays really straight. So you want to drive that heel into your mat. Make sure your front knee is pulling towards your pinky toe. We're going to take a big reach through the arms and relax the shoulders. You're going to flip that right palm as you reach up. Left hand goes, left hand goes up, right hand to your right leg. I'm sorry. I was thinking I'm doing the opposite of you, and I'm not. Sorry. Deep breath in as you reach up and back. We're going to move into side angle. So back of the hand or forearm comes to that front thigh. And the right arm can sweep up towards the ceiling, or you can take that bicep by the ear. Come up and reach up and back through that left arm once again. Reverse your warrior. Right hand to your right leg. And then you can just straighten that front knee. You're going to turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out. You're facing the back of the room. You're going to bend into your right knee once again. Strong reach through your fingertips. Flip the right palm, reach it up, left hand to your left leg. Good. We'll take the right arm down into side angle, left arm sweeps up, or bicep by the ear. Try to keep that back leg nice and straight. Drive that heel into the mat. Reverse your warrior once again. Sweep it up and back. And then we'll release both our hands, straighten that front knee, turn all 10 toes to face the side of your mat. I'm going to take a deep breath in here, soften your knees, and we'll take a little fold. So hands can stay on the thighs. You can take a block and place your hands on that block if you like, let your head relax. Take a little lunge. So we're going to bend into that right knee, send your hips to the right, and then come up and over to the left. Again, if your hamstrings are feeling tight today, just keep a block handy. We're going to come all the way up. Practice triangle. So roll those shoulders back and down. You're going to turn those left toes forward once again. And you want to line up the heels. You're using that block. You're going to place it right on the inside of your foot. So you're going to stretch your arms nice and straight. You're going to hinge your right hips back, right hip back, and then reach. When you can't reach anymore, you're going to lower that hand down. So if the block is there for you, you can reach the block. If not, you can just place your hand up on the thigh. So both legs are straight. And it's have to take a wide stance. Okay, take that right arm up. Good. Let's lower the hand. If you're using your block, take it along with you. You're going to pivot your left toes in, turn your right toes out. Place that block down, open up the arms, you're gonna reach forward. Lower that right hand down, take the left one up. Yep, you got it. Okay, we're gonna lower, place your block off to the side, we'll come all the way up. You're gonna step back up to the top of your mat. And inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. We're going to step back into that tabletop. Drop your belly, open up your chest, your top. Exhale and round into cat pose. Inhale as you open up. Exhale to round. Couple more just like that. Coming back into a neutral spine. You're going to sweep that right leg back behind you, and then we're just going to sweep it out to the right. You want to draw that big toe, edge of the foot or the sole of your foot to the floor. And you can stay up on the hand. You can take this down onto your forearms to a mat, or to a block. You're going to get some pressure off the wrists, and then just let your head relax. To deepen, you can always send the hips back. To lessen the stretch, you can send your hips forward. Coming back up onto the hands, if you're not there already, place your left hand underneath your face and sweep the right arm up for a twist. Open up, stop the shoulders, maybe look towards your thumb. And then we're going to release that right hand down, and you can draw that left or right hand back in. Extend the left leg back, and then we'll sweep it over to the left. And then when you're ready, if you did so on the first side, we'll just come down onto the floor. Some soothing breath, let your belly relax. Come back up onto the hands. Right hand will go underneath the face. Left arm sweeps up. Taking that twist. And then you draw that left knee back in. We're going to sit in hero's pose. You're welcome to use 1, 2 blocks. Grab a bolster if neither one of those suits you. So you're going to sit back onto that block with your heels, toes facing behind you. Good. We're going to inhale and sweep the arms up. Lower that right arm. Take a little lean to the right. You're going to take that top hand to the back of the head and just lean back gently. Maybe look up towards the ceiling if that feels okay for the neck. Try to open up your shoulder. And let's come up and over to the other side. So Lower that left arm, reach up and over through that right. Hand to the back of the head, open up through the chest. And then release. And come forward, let's remove those blocks. Swing your legs out in front of you. So we're gonna pull the right leg in and let it open up. Dhanurasana. So if that knee is not feeling very supported, you can always place a block or two underneath your knee, give it a little support. You want to pull those left toes toward your face. Take a deep breath in and you start to walk your hands alongside that leg. It can be anywhere you like. Again, you want to try to draw the belly down first. If reaching for the toes is accessible for you, you can reach for the toes. Otherwise, you can just keep your arms alongside your leg. Let your head relax. Some soothing breaths. Begin to walk your hands back underneath you. You're going to bring that right knee up so the sole of your right foot can sit on the mat. Bring that left arm around, give that knee a hug as you twist to the right. And bring that right arm back behind you. Just make sure those hips are nice and level, both of them are grounded into the mat. We'll unwind from our twist, stretch that right leg. Pull in the left, let it open up, using that block to support your knee. Deep breath in, just lengthen up through your waist before you fold. Crawl those hands down alongside that right leg if you like. Let your head relax. Sit tall once again. We'll pick up that knee, place the sole of your left foot on your mat. Use that right arm, wrap it around the left. Bring the left arm behind you as you sit tall. We'll come around through center. Working into pigeon. If you have a favorite way of getting into pigeon, you can go ahead and move on. And you don't need to wait for me, but you're going to take your feet mat distance apart. We're going to start on the right side. So you'll just drop the knees over to the right, and you can draw that left knee back. This can be your pigeon here. You can just lean forward slightly or walk your hands forward. You're trying to aim your belly towards the right knee, your shin, or the foot. This is just one way to start into the pose. If you want to take this deeper, you just start to extend that left leg back slightly. Coming into the full pose, you like lift the hips and try to square them. If that right hip is lifting, you always stick a block underneath, give yourself a little bit of support. great option too if you want to do it on your back. That as well. Doing the more traditional pigeon, feel free to come back up. Take a moment to stretch out those legs a little bit, or take a down dog if you like, and then we'll switch to the left side. So however you got into it, either through down dog or if you're just dropping the knees to the left and popping that right knee back. And then you can fold here. If you need some support for your upper body, you have a block handy, you can always place your forearms on that block. Work our way out of the pose and come down onto our backs. And once you're on your back, you draw your knees in, keeping them together or apart, whatever will feel better for you. Take a few rocks side to side. Draw little circles on that lower back. Moving into wind relieving pose, you're going to keep that right knee pulled in, lengthen your left leg all the way down onto your mat. Then you want to take that right knee and pull it around your belly towards your armpit. Give it a good tight squeeze. If you like, you can take some movement through that right ankle, get some movement into that ankle joint, circle it a few times in both directions. You get some, spread your toes. Stretch out the ball of your foot. You're going to extend that leg up towards the ceiling. You can let it hover or take hold behind the thigh if that's accessible. Try to pull your toes towards your face to get that stretch all the way through the leg, all the way to your ankle. We'll slowly lower that foot back down to the mat. Pull that left knee in. You're going to interlace your fingers just below the knee or onto the shin. Draw that knee around the belly towards your armpit. Give it a good tight squeeze. Taking that movement through that left ankle. Circle it a few times in both directions. Let's extend that leg up towards the ceiling. Try to pull your toes towards your face. And then we'll lower that foot all the way to the mat. Bend both your knees, place the soles of your feet down onto the mat. You'll take them about hip distance. We're gonna walk the heels in nice and close for bridge pose. Did I hear someone just say yes? Yes, someone likes bridge pose. Press your feet strongly into your mat. When you're ready, you're gonna lift the hips and try to keep the neck neutral, very important. And then you can lower. Inhale the lift. Exhale the lower. Inhale the lift. We're gonna hold here. If you want to use a block underneath your hips, you're more than welcome. You want to walk the shoulder blades a little closer to one another, just so your back and neck can settle into the mat. Keep breathing, allow your belly to puff up towards the ceiling. And then we'll lower the hips all the way down. Draw your knees in, give yourself a good tight little squeeze. Again, take those little rocks or circles. Drop those knees all the way over to the left for a spinal twist. Either keep the body facing the left, or you can open that right arm out to the right and turn your chest to face the ceiling if that feels okay. Take a slow scan of your body. A lot of times we try to resist in this pose. So if you're feeling any tension around your hips, your shoulders, even your feet, you just try to relax your body as much as possible. Use your breath. Soften. Draw the knees up towards center. Give yourself a little squeeze. When you feel ready, drop them over to the right. Find your spinal twist on the right side. Slowly bring the knees back to the center. One more good little squeeze. Setting yourself up for Shavasana. If you have any low back issues, you're always welcome to keep those knees bent. Walk your feet a little bit towards the outsides of your mat and draw the knees together to touch. It's a great supportive way to lay flat on the back. Close your eyes or soften your gaze, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. I'm going to draw those shoulder blades again underneath you so that your back can settle. Breath return to a natural pace. Just allowing your body and your mind to rest for a few moments. Soak in all the goodness from your practice. slowly bring movement back into the body. Fingers, toes, or gently rock your head from side to side. Your eyes are closed. Try to keep them closed just to keep your mind less to process. Slowly start to make your way onto one side. When you feel ready, you can press yourself up into a comfortable seat. This moment to just notice how you feel compared to when you first started. And the palms together, rub your hands, create some heat. When you're ready, you can place them on your cheeks or your jaw. Give yourself a little rub. A lot of tension in our jaws. Move on to your neck. Massage away any knots or tension you might feel. Shoulders. Take 2 good breaths here. Ready, you can release your arms, open your eyes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, Beth. Good job.